Morning, you beautiful people. Today I'm hanging out with Cameron Loback. He's Milwaukee South, so he works with Rob and Samantha and Tyler. So we're going to be telling his story and find out how he got into real estate. So we're excited to hang out with Cameron today. And if I'm lucky, we also have a shared interest of disc golf, so maybe we'll head up a disc golf course as well. So let's get into it today. Hanging out with Cameron today.
What's going on? How are you?
Good.
So I have something fun and exciting for us to go to do.
Yeah, what's that?
We need to go grab a sign and drop it off to a property that's going to be listing.
Okay.
Which reminds me, I got to reach out to Shutter Zone Media for Monday to do the shoot.
And you're in focus.
How's that beard look?
It's beautiful. How's that beard look? Yeah, it's great. All right, we're off to put up a sign. Where's this sign going?
It's gonna go to Whitewater.
Whitewater. All right.
Sure.
It's one of your new listings, I assume.
Yeah, so it's hitting the market today. It's going to be in delayed status. They just got a couple of projects to finish up, and then we need to get photography done by the one, the only, Shutter Zone Media. Photo day with Tay and or Sammy P will be doing it, because we typically do this stuff down in the general Walworth County area.
Where did you grow up?
Walworth County, honestly, for the most part. I lived in Delavan for a while, but I'd say the bulk of my childhood would have been spent in Whitewater. That's where I went to school, high school, graduated high school.
So what did you do before you got into real estate?
So I've always been in sales. I was with Best Buy for about 9 years. But I mean, prior to that, majority was just sales. So I sold anything from I did telemarketing, customer service for a couple of companies. But right before I got into real estate, it was with Best Buy. I was out of the Lake Geneva store and Brookfield, and I spent a small amount of time over in Gurney for a bit.
So why did you decide to get into real estate?
Honestly, I got into real estate to be my own boss and to try to have a little more flexible of hours. It was right before my boy. I have a son named Odin who's 4 years old, and then I have a daughter who's 2. But when we decided that we wanted to have kids, I kind of looked at where I was on a career path with Best Buy, and they're a good company and they take great care of their employees, but when you get into upper management, there's a lot of time spent at that store. That's not really the lifestyle I wanted for my kids. I wanted to be there on holidays. I wanted to be there on weekends for them.
Isn't it interesting how kids completely change your perspective on things? That's exactly what I did.
1,000%.
So what do you do when you're not doing real estate? What are some of your hobbies outside of real estate?
It sounds corny, but honestly, real estate is one of my hobbies. I mean, but outside of that, it's being a dad and being a husband, hanging out with my kiddos. We like to do a lot of bike riding, going to parks, that kind of stuff. And then on the rare occasion these days between kids' life and work, disc golf. That was one of the big things that...
And if we're lucky, maybe we can go today.
I mean, we are going to Whitewater, and Whitewater still is probably one of my overall favorite courses, just because that's where I learned to throw.
Do you read any books?
Yeah.
What kind of books do you read?
I'd say one of my favorite books is probably Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. That's one that I've read a few times over. The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. I try to listen to that quite frequently.
If you're getting into real estate, what would you tell new agents that are first starting this career?
Yeah, I would say a big part of it is who you align yourself with, your sphere. A part of that is the brokerage, but not even just the brokerage. It's kind of reaching out to agents that you think are doing a good job, or that impress you. And then it's invest in yourself. This is a business. This isn't a day job. You are your own brand. So, I mean, part of it is owning that brand and whatever that looks like to you. But 2 is investing in that brand. If it's lead source, if it's learning, whatever that looks like. But, I mean, one of the things early on that I was taught was that's what makes realtors and brokers successful is investing their time and their money in themselves to be better for not only themselves but for their clients.
So if you're gonna tell your past self when you first got into this, what would you tell yourself?
Do it sooner.
Do it sooner?
Yeah, 100%.
So you're telling me you're doing some kind of like challenge? It's not necessarily a fitness challenge, but what kind of a challenge is this?
I think call it more like a mental challenge. So 75 hard. We're on day 19, 18. Me and my wife are doing it together. So if you're not familiar with it, it's you need to work out twice a day, 45 minutes. One has to be outside. You drink a gallon of water. You have to adhere to a diet that supports your goals, right? You can't be on an ice cream diet if you're trying to lose weight. Read 10 pages of a book, and then take a progress picture every day.
No, I'm proud of you. I mean, the fact that you're trying to stay, healthy. It's not just about healthy body; it's about healthy mind too.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's great. I love it. So good for you, man.
Thanks.
Who inspires you?
I mean, like, my kids and my wife motivate me and they inspire me. But I'd probably say, like, my brokers, not to be a kiss ass, but Shelly and Judy they're rock stars, and what they've done with our brokerage it's pretty amazing. They're the real deal when you talk about, like, the training, the support that they have, and the way that they've done it at our brokerage. It's bar none, and that's not necessarily even just like a sales pitch for people to come check us out, but I mean, if you're not happy with your brokerage, then you probably should check us out. I mean it though. I mean, they put their money where their mouth is. And then, I mean, from an agent perspective, my original broker kind of took me under his wing. He taught me how to operate and to run a business. His name is Bill Leaf, a Coldwell banker. He's an awesome guy, and he did a lot for me when I first started. As of people that like I draw inspiration from, I mean, there's a list. Like I said, we're blessed in our area with a lot of great agents.
Where are we pulling up to now?
This is Whitewater's disc golf course. This is where I learned how to throw. So
he's talking my language right now, so let's get out and play.
Yeah.
Mind if I ask you about your videos that you do?
Yeah. So started late last year. Me and a lady named Hannah Calkins with Glass Insurance out of Lake Geneva. We started highlighting local businesses. We started more or less like a YouTube or slash like a video series.
Sure.
So Wisco, what we do is we highlight local businesses in southern Wisconsin. So southern Wisco, Wisconsin. That's kind of where the thought process comes from. We've done a little over a dozen videos highlighting different places like Lake Geneva House of Music, the Cheese Box out of Lake Geneva, different places like, I mean, there's been a few, the waterfront over in Delavan. So yeah, it's just kind of bringing highlight to those places. The thought process really came from a friend of mine named Travis Egan, who's a lender. He was in this area, he moved down to Tennessee, and he kind of started something similar to it. So what we do is we interview the businesses and kind of bring light to them, especially post-COVID, like the whole, we'll call it the COVID era, when a lot of, unfortunately, the mom and pop shops, they face pretty hard times. And the thought process is those are the places that sponsor like our kids' T-balls games. And I mean, that's what makes
our community, really.
100%. Like that's what gives it the characteristics of that. The different restaurants, the different businesses, the places you can go to that you're not going to get the same experience if you went to Amazon or Walmart or wherever. So yeah, So Wisco Media, go check it out. If you're a business owner and you're based out of Wisconsin, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to talk and see what we can do for you and help highlight you guys. So
that's great. I'll put the links below so you guys can check it out as well.
I appreciate that.
I think he's gonna be able to park it. All right, let's see what Cameron can do. Smash. Dude, that was great. I got that all on video.